Hejsan. Jag heter Cecilia Falkman. Jag kommer från Sverige, uppvuxen i Stockholm, men jag har länge pluggat i Lund. Därifrån har jag en bachelor i litteraturvetenskap och just nu läser jag skandinavistik på Humboldts universitet. My name is Cecilia Falkman. I'm from Stockholm, but I have long studied in Lund, and from there I have a bachelor in literature, and now I'm studying Scandinavian Studies at Humboldt-University in Berlin.
Cześć, mam na imię Aleksandra, pochodzę z Polski, z Warszawy, gdzie studiowałam też moje studia licencjackie. Studiowałam lingwistykę stosowaną z niemieckim i szwedzkim i potem zdecydowałam się przyjechać do Berlina, żeby kontynuować moje studia, tym razem na Wydziale Studiów Skandynawskich. Hi, my name is Aleksandra. I come from Poland, from Warsaw, where I was studying my bachelor program. I was doing my bachelor program in applied linguistics with German and Swedish. And after graduation, I decided to move to Germany, to Berlin, where I am studying now at Humboldt-University Berlin. And right now I'm in my first year of my master program, Scandinavian Studies.
Well, that's a good question. Firstly, it's Nordic mythology is a child interest of mine. I've always find it fascinating with the Nordic gods and the tales and stories around them. But I'm also interested in reception studies, and for this course in particular, I found the course format really interesting. So there were lots of things coming together in this course somehow. So that's why I chose it.
For me, although I've been studying Scandinavian culture and language and literature for over 3 years now, I've never really had a course fully dedicated to Norse mythology. So I was very interested in this course when I heard about it. And I also thought it might be interesting not only to learn about the myths, but also about the reception throughout the history. And I've never, like I said, I've never done both. So I thought that this course sounded interesting.
I can say, well, both yes and no, because first I thought about it as an extra course, but then I realized that it complemented my courses pretty well, since Nordic mythology is an important theme in Scandinavian literature, and that can be my main subject. So yeah, I'm very, very happy for taking part in the course.
Yeah, I feel like for me it was similar because the Norse mythology, the course about Norse mythology relates very well to Scandinavian studies. So my program in general, since Norse mythology is, like you said, an important part of Scandinavian culture and literature. However, I didn't necessarily have to choose this course to complete my module. I had the freedom of choosing whatever course I wanted. So what made me choose the course was more my interest in the topic than the necessity of choosing whatever to complete my module.
Well, I expected the course to be about a lot about contemporary culture, but then in fact we got a really in-depth historical understanding of Nordic mythologies in different contexts, and I'm very grateful for that, actually. Well, you can say that my expectation wasn't met in that way, but I would say that in the end it turned out much better, because again, it's a new subject for me, though I was interested in it since my childhood, but I lack the means to understand it in this historical context simply. Yes.
I expected to learn more about the myths and the reception of the myths throughout the history. And that's what we did, that's what we discussed. And for me, so at the end of the course, we also had the final symposium in Cologne, which I think was a great idea because it gave us the opportunity to discuss these topics again, but face to face this time, and to also gain new friendships, which I think that was an additional advantage to the course.
I found that it was a good mix between going really deep into specific text and topics, and then also getting to know the field in general. It was also interesting, like what Aleksandra was mentioning, that we got to know these new persons in Cologne, and that we all got into this course with very different study backgrounds. That I really liked, I must say.
So I agree with you, Cecilia. I think that the balance between the in-depth knowledge and like topics that were also understandable for people who maybe don't really know the mythology that well, it was very well preserved, this balance, I think. And I also felt like the professors, they had a very clear vision of what they wanted us to get from this course and what they wanted to draw our attention to. But at the same time, they were very encouraging when it comes to sharing our own perspectives, our own subjective impressions, so that well, I didn't really feel like pushed in any direction.
Yes, I completely agree. We had a very nice dynamic, and I think a lot of that came from partly from this openness in general, and from this multitude of study backgrounds that we all could. Everyone had something particular, something unique to add to the course material and to the sort of discussions.
Exactly.
Well, again, the different study backgrounds was very useful in the discussions we had, because the different study and cultural backgrounds, in fact. Like for me, from Sweden, for example, I had some like fairy tale stories from my childhood that I could like connect this knowledge to, and but for Aleksandra, it was completely new, and I think we could see different things in the course materials, and so that was very interesting, I'd say. And also, me personally, I'm just interested in different cultures and how they can give you different perspectives. So yeah, I enjoy the course very much in that way.
Yeah, I can agree with you, and I also think that all these things you mentioned, the new perspectives, new like different cultural backgrounds, and so on. I think it also was very refreshing to work with other people from different countries, and just different people that are not a part of your normal academic experience in a way. Because I feel like sometimes you may get used to certain patterns, or just working with certain people who you already know their perspectives, you already know the professors that teach you. So I think it was just refreshing to get to new other perspectives and get out of the way of thinking that you get to experience every day in your academic environment.
Absolutely. Without the symposium in Cologne, it might have been a bit more difficult, of course, because it's still different to meet face to face compared to meeting over the computer. But I found the concept really really good since we had gotten to know each other over the course of a few weeks online, and then we got to meet in Cologne, and we could really just establish these contacts even more. So yeah, it's definitely an opportunity to meet people abroad and establish new contacts, gain new friendships and such.
Yes, exactly. And I feel like normally it would be hard to establish contacts if we only participated in the classes online, like we did in the beginning. But because at the end of the course we had this final symposium in Cologne, I feel like it brought us all together and gave us a chance to actually get to know each other better, to discuss all these topics face to face and gain new friendships. So I think I can agree with you, Cecilia, that the final symposium was what enabled us to get to know each other better and gain new friendships.
Definitely, I see no cons in these international networkings. I only think it's a good thing, really, and I think we've already stated so many positive aspects of it. Getting to know new people, getting out of your normal environment, getting to know a new academic context. So yeah, I will definitely look for more similar courses in the future.
I'd be also happy to take part in a similar course again. I feel like it really enriches the study program and the studying experience in general. And like I already mentioned, it also lets you get out of the familiar patterns at your university, which is a challenging but refreshing experience, I think.
Well, I thought it was very well curated. The lectures were very interesting and the schedule was quite intense, but I liked it that we really could have these thorough discussion and go really deep into the different topics for a few days. And there were also some activities outside the university. We did, for example, go on a city tour and to the library and got to see some old manuscripts, which I found very exciting because I've never seen such things before. And yeah, so we also got to know the city of Cologne.
Yes, for me, the final symposium was really the highlight of the course, I must say. And I agree with you that the symposium program was interesting, well structured, and sometimes maybe a bit challenging, but in a good way, I think. And it was overall a complimentary ending to the course. And I also appreciate that we got to engage in different afternoon activities that didn't really strictly relate to the course program, but gave us the opportunity to explore Cologne and get to know each other better. And just overall um, gain a really good experience out of it.